Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Kassandra and I'm going to take you through this Pilates Sculpt workout. We are focusing on abs and glutes today. This is definitely an intermediate level class. Everything is going to be done lying down, reclined on our backs. No props are required, and we'll have a mix of classical and contemporary Pilates style movements. So really meant to be a short, great workout. Let's just get right on into it. We're going to start lying down on our backs. And you can just pull your right knee in towards your chest. Keep your left leg straight on the mat. Just start with a little stretch here as we lengthen through the hip flexors. And think of drawing that lower belly in and up, pressing your shoulders down and away from your ears. And especially for people who are new to Pilates, I know for a lot of us, when we're just getting started with it, it can be a lot on the neck. So whenever we are letting ourselves relax the head, make sure that you are relaxing your neck muscles, not straining. It does take time to strengthen the neck muscles and to learn how to properly position ourselves. Now let's just take this into a twist so your right knee crosses over the body towards the left. You can use your left hand to guide it along. Right arm extends out to the side. Press that right shoulder down. And belly button hugs in and up. And we'll come all the way back through to center. Keep that knee in towards you, setting ourselves up for a single leg stretch. Curl head and shoulders off of the mat and think of tucking your chin a little bit here. Lift and hover that left leg off the floor. You're going to pull that thigh in. Inhale and switch. Keep breathing in and then exhale for 2. So exhale and exhale. Twice more. One more. Hold here, lower the right leg down, lower head and shoulders to the mat. Find your knee to chest stretch on the second side. So think of reaching out through that right heel, pulling that left thigh in. Getting a little deeper through the inner thighs. And we'll carry this over into a twist so our left knee crosses over towards the right side of our mat. Left arm can reach out to the side. We'll come back through to center. We'll do single leg stretch again. This time you'll have the option of intensifying if you'd like. So curl and crunch up, hover that right leg off the mat. Either keep the hold of the knee or do it with your arms up overhead. So inhale and switch, exhale, exhale. Twice more. One more. In, out, out. Pull both knees in towards your chest, crunch up a little bit higher, and then bring your feet flat to the floor. Release head and shoulders down to the mat. Shoulder bridge prep. Anchor the lower back into the floor. Squeeze through your seat as you roll, press, and lift up. Exhale, articulate down the spine, lower all the way down. Keep hugging through the inner thighs. Twice more, just like this. Inhale to press and lift. And exhale, use your abs to control the descent. Really feel the rocking and rolling motion. Inhale, press and lift. And exhale all the way down. Bring your knees to tabletop, hands over the top of the thighs. Crunch and lift up and start to push your hands into your thighs and feel the thighs resist against. Try to close the gap between your lower back and the floor. Push, push, push. One more big breath in here. Exhale fully out. Draw your knees in towards your belly. Curl up, double leg stretch. Inhale, arms and legs reach out to a V. Exhale, squeeze and contract. 3 more. Exhale, pull it in. Last one. And bring your knees down, your feet flat to the floor, knees stay bent, arms by your sides. We're setting ourselves back up for that bridge pose. You're gonna press and lift up, hold the hips at the top once they're there. Lean onto your left leg and bring your right knee to tabletop. So nothing else changes. You're going to straighten that right leg, reach the toes forward, and bend the knee in a 90-degree angle. So it's like a big bicycle. You're straightening and reaching forward. Bend, extend, and reach. Try not to waver that left knee side to side and keep your hips up nice and high. Reverse the direction of those bicycle circles. So bend, extend, and lift up to the ceiling. 4 more. Really focusing on the stability through both shoulders. Keep pushing down into that left heel. Last big bicycle circle. And set your right foot flat to the floor, right away to the other side. Shift the weight. Bring that left knee to tabletop. Straighten the leg. Extend it out. And find that circle so you can make it a little bit more fluid. Keep a smooth, steady breath. And just notice if that left hip is trying to lift up higher or dip lower than the right. And we'll reverse those bicycle circles. Reach, up, and bend. Reach, lift, and bend. 3 more. Last 2. Almost there. Last 1. And the left foot comes back down to the mat. Carefully roll down inch by inch. For scissors, straighten the right leg, grab a hold of whatever is accessible to you here. Lift head and shoulders off of the mat. Think of almost touching your knee to your nose and extend that left leg to hover. We're gonna pull twice and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull. Pull, pull. Really let yourself have a nice hamstring stretch as you do this. Try to pull that lower belly in towards the lower back. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull. Last 1. Knees in towards your belly and lower back down. A different variation of our bridge here. Arms by your sides. Press down through your heels. Squeeze and lift all the way up. Lean on your left leg. Right leg extends up towards the sky. Try to stretch at the back of the knee. Single leg bridge. Hips come down and press up. Lower and lift for 4. Last 3. 2. Squeeze up. Last 1. Bend the right knee, set the foot down, shift your weight, left leg extends up, hips come down, squeeze them up. Last 5, lift, 4, 3, 2, press up, 1, squeeze. Left foot comes back down to the mat and lower down inch by inch. A different variation of our scissors. Hold on to the right leg again. Lift head and shoulders off the mat and extend your left leg. Instead of pulling, you're going to squeeze. Try to pull and close the gap between your knee and your nose. Arms reach out in front of you. Lower the right leg down and switch legs. Left leg comes up, grab a hold of the shin or the calf, pull it in a little bit closer. Arms reach out, lower the left leg. Switch. Right leg up, squeeze it in. Arms out, lower. Left leg up, grab it, pull it in close. Arms out, 1 more on each side. We're almost there. Right leg up, squeeze. Arms out, release. Last 1 here. Pull it in close, lift up a little higher. And release both legs, hold here. Knees in towards your belly and lower head and shoulders down to the mat. Our last variation of this shoulder bridge. Feet come flat to the floor, arms down by your side, shrug your shoulders down and away from your ears. Push down through your heels, squeeze, and lift your hips all the way up. Keep the hips nice and high. We're just gonna roll to the outer edges of both feet, opening the knees to butterfly, and then squeezing them back in. So open and close. Deep breaths in here. Try to keep the hips at the same height, whether the knees are opening an external rotation or closing an internal. Let's do 3 more. Open and close. Open. Last one. And lower all the way down. Our final variation of scissors. This is a hard one, but it'll be fun. We'll try it out. Let's reach our right leg, grab a hold of whatever you can, lift head and shoulders off of the mat and extend the left leg. If you need to bend your knee, we're gonna try to lift ourselves up. Very hard for me to talk as I do this. Once I'm lifted up high, I'm gonna tap left foot to the right, and I'm gonna lower down, round through the spine, pull it in, and switch. Lifting up almost like a teaser, use your core. Tap the foot, and C-curve through the spine. Pull that knee in and switch. Inhale, pulls you up. Tap. And lower. Switch. Lifting up. You can definitely bend your knees here. They don't need to be super straight. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Switch to the right. Lifting up. Close. And down. I told you this was a hard one. Last one. Lifting up, close, and all the way down, knees in towards your chest. Let it go. Just rock a little bit side to side. So we are almost there. Let's bring our feet flat to the floor. You can bring your left arm out to the side, right hand behind the back of your head. We're gonna roll a little bit over onto our left hip as I crunch and I try to lift myself up and straighten the legs, and then slowly reverse and lower all the way back down. So squeeze, twist and lift, and control the descent as you lower. 3 more, just like this. Squeeze it up. You can use your left hand pushing into the floor to get yourself there. Twice more. Trying to use strength and control versus momentum. We have to be really careful, especially when we come down. Last one. And now go ahead and crunch yourself up to the side, and we're just going to straighten the legs, lower a little bit, and crunch and curl it in. So extend and squeeze. Last 3, 2, really working the obliques. Last 1, and hold here. You can just let your knees come down to the floor, realign yourself if you've shifted a little bit like me, just so that you're still on your mat. Make sure you have your left forearm down on the mat, elbow is underneath your shoulder. You can bring your right hand behind the back of your head. We're gonna lift our hips off the mat as we stretch that right leg out and lower. Just 5 more like this. Lift and down for 4, 3, last 2. Hold it up at 1, tap the toes and up, down and up. So keep those hips lifted. Last 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Can you crunch elbow to knee and extend? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring the hips down, lower onto your back. We just have to do the other side and then we are done. Feet flat to the floor, right arm out to the side. I like to have the palm flat. You can bend the elbow if you'd like. I prefer it with the arm straight. Left hand at the back of the head. I'm gonna roll onto my right hip and straighten my legs as I crunch up. I'm on my elbow and I'm carefully gonna come back down. 5 more. Crunch and lift. And lower it down with control. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now roll over onto that right hip so you can contract, elbow and your knees together, and then straighten the legs to lower and squeeze it into a little ball. For 5, crunch in. 4, 3, lengthen out. 2, and 1. Hold up here just so you can drop your knees down. Realign yourself so that you have your right elbow underneath your shoulders. Knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Left hand behind the back of your head. Lift the hips off the mat. Straighten the left leg and down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up at 1. Tap the toes down and up. Down and up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Tap elbow and knee together and straighten and reach. 5, extend. 4, almost there. This is our last little movement. 3, 2, and 1. And go ahead and set the hips down. You can lift yourself up. We'll take a little mermaid stretch before we close here. So you can just tuck your heels in towards your right hip. Grab a hold of your ankles with your right hand. Left arm up and over. So big side body stretch. Lifting all the way back up through to center. We'll switch sides. You can do like a little teaser pose, straightening the legs and tucking the ankles in towards that left hip. Grab a hold of the ankles, right arm up and over. Think of still pushing down through that right hip. And coming all the way up. And that's it. Thank you so much for doing this short Pilates Sculpt flow with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you feel this through your abs, through your glutes, through your legs. I know I certainly do. Please subscribe and hopefully we'll practice again together very soon.